Number 4. I want to thank you all for joining us. Let's look through the chat. Oh, you guys have been busy in the chat. What's up, Nicholas? What's up, Bill, Jack, Ron? Bucky's Customs, yeah. Shouts out to Bucky's Customs, making great content for CNC Labs, doing great work on YouTube and stuff. Hey, Grant. What's up, Grant? All right. As you can tell, our lighting situation has changes. This because it's October, spooky season. Our next live will have a bunch of different decorations to get you in the mood. What's up? What's up, Bucky's? I don't know whether to call him Bucky's Custom or his real name. It's like an alias. I don't want to expose you out here. Hey, Dave. What's up? I want to welcome you guys to LaserBeam Live 4. Again, we're going to try to make this short and sweet. We're going to be playing around with 3mm black opaque acrylic. So, okay. All right. So no alias. Okay. Hey, Dana. What's up? You do great work for the company. So thank you for joining us. Thanks for all the stuff that you do for us. It's great work. Let's jump right into it. We're going to be doing black acrylic. But before that, hey, Doug. All newcomers are welcome. Hopefully you learned something today. We're going to take it. We're going to try to go through light burn. We're going to play with some stuff. We're going to be engraving and trying to cut on some acrylic. So hopefully you learned something, and that'll be great. So yeah, let's do some house cleaning stuff. Guys, we've been selling this model of the LaserBeam for about a year. And in the new year, we'll be upgrading the acrylic heatsink. This is 3D printed, but it is our new design that I've been kind of working on in the background for a little bit. Not too much has changed, except that we now have more fins, more aggressive fins for the heatsink that should be able to dissipate heat a little bit better. We now have the threads of the copper heatsink are now on the outside, and they actually thread right into the aluminum heatsink. And then we added T-slots on all 4 sides. Again, it's good for the fin heat dissipation of the heatsink, but it also gives a little bit of flexibility going forward on our air assist design and everything else. So hopefully you guys are... oh, some people are getting low res. Yeah. So, yeah, it is. Yeah. So hopefully you guys are getting the high resolution. We shelled out for the pro version so that we could stream in 1080p. So Bucky's is getting low res as well. Yeah, it's going to be the Ethernet as where we were trying to stream on the Wi-Fi. We usually do stream on the Ethernet, but if you give us 1 second. All right, 1 second. We're going to try to find a Ethernet cable really quick so that we can plug it in. So guys, hold on tight just 1 second. We're going to be trying to find an Ethernet cable so that we can hardwire straight into the internet. So you guys who are experiencing the low res will hopefully get better quality. So again, give us 1 second. We are going to be trying to get the Ethernet cable so that we can kind of bump this quality up. All right, 1 second. 1 second, guys. All right, I'll be back in just a few moments. All right. Praise the almighty Ethernet. Hopefully this solves our problems here. Let's see if we can okay. Yeah, I'll disconnect. Oh, resetting. How's it on yours? All good? Okay, guys, anybody who is experiencing the low res, we're now on the land, so please let us know if the quality is a bit different. Maybe you refresh the browser if you were experiencing the low quality. Give it a refresh and let us know what you think. Hopefully, we're looking a little bit sharper, a little bit cleaner this time. So Grant is letting us know that we're still a bit low on the quality. All right, we got a few people who are still having trouble with the quality here. What is a LaserBeam live without a little bit of technical difficulties, guys? You want me to remove and then add? You want me to remove mine and then add it again? Okay. One. All right, still low res for certain people. Close and come back. Okay. Thank you very much, Dana. We're just going to close my stream on my end, and then I'll return back, and hopefully that fixes the issue here. So bear with us just for one moment. We're just going to reset here.
It's weird because this camera is really good. Yeah. Maybe I can change the camera.
How's it now? A bit better. How's the quality now, guys? Oh, give us one moment.
I think because you started the stream, it's using your computer as the base of the internet. Yeah, because I just entered it. Okay. And I think because you started it. Or you started it on Chaplin?
I'm logging in with the same account.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you don't have this connection error thing on your computer, right?
Yeah, this one.
You have it's like a Wi-Fi signal on the street. You have that error.
I'm just gonna do it.
You guys are saying the machine cam looks good, but my cam doesn't. Guys, the feedback is great as we just try a few things.
Yeah, so all computers are getting the error, right?
Yeah, connection is unstable.
Yeah, I'm getting that error as well. I just don't know which computer, because if that's the error, then my computer should be. Yeah, I can see how laggy it is. I think it's because this is not the computer that's being hosted. Because the error says if you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging into a router, but like I'm plugged into it. So I feel like it's the error is probably coming from whichever computer started the stream.
Why is this camera is good?
Yeah, that one's pretty much. You want to just plug my camera into your computer and see what happens?
Camera here, do this camera here?
Can you do two cameras?
No, I don't think so. No, we can't. Let's connect the Ethernet here.
Yeah, you need the adapter. How's the movement? Oh yeah, I'm horrible.
I can see what I think. I see what it looks like on your guys' end, and it doesn't look that great. So just bear with us. We're gonna try to fix this. Pass over to me. Yeah, if you want to try leaving both computers, and then it should be on mine. I should be hosting it, right?
No, because you have both computers are in the studio, right?
Yes, we have both.
But I have my computer in the studio. Okay. So you know, try leaving on both of those. Leave mine. See if it switches over to mine.
The camera will shut up.
Yeah, that one. I'm still on my name.
All right, guys. How's the camera at this point? Let us know. If anybody's struggling with quality, could give it a refresh. I'm gonna try to add some movement so you can kind of see how the camera's looking. How's the quality? Still bad. Still bad from Jack. When you move, it blurs. Okay. I'm gonna try to remove my phone off the internet. Yeah, still not good. Still the same. Jerky movement. Still low res from Nicholas. Raul, super bad. Guys, how is it like this? How does it look when it's just the screen? Looks good. Because if we have to, we can run the stream like this. So I'm gonna keep some movement going, guys. If you guys could let me know how the computer screen is looking. Okay, so light burn is good. It's just the camera where it's really struggling. Okay. Give us 1 second. Okay, guys. Unfortunately, you guys will only see my face, my beautiful, beautiful face in the corner. To help things run a little bit smoother, and hopefully, there'll be some. Hopefully, things get a little bit better, but that's okay. We will figure out our internet issues another day because we want to keep the stream going. So, I do apologize. I know you guys come here to see my new outfits every week, but this time we're gonna focus on light burn and our software, and hopefully that stays high quality. Yeah, Jack, you're exactly right. Last time it was light burn. That was am I echoing a little bit? Yeah, so I'll tone it down a little bit. Oh, sorry about that. Looping the audio. Getting feedback. Guys, is the how's the audio? Audio's good. Oh, did you have to mute the audio? You have to mute the audio? Oh, okay. All right, there we go. So we are back, and we are back in business. As you can see by the image, we're going to be trying to engrave on 3mm acrylic. So I just took a simple PNG of a Pokemon card. Awesome. Thank you guys for your help getting everything a little bit stable. We appreciate it. We'll definitely put in some work to deal with the internet issue for next stream. But for now, we're back to light burn. So today we're going to be trying to engrave this on acrylic, and we kind of want to see the results that we can get using acrylic. Yeah, maybe I was out of focus the whole time. So yeah, this one's gonna be a simple one. I have this this card that I got from the internet, and I'm going to make it the size. Yeah, I'm just a blurry guy. I should probably just remove myself, right? It might be a little bit distracting. Actually, I can't, right? Because yeah, I can do that. All right, fine. After all your complaining, I have removed myself. You guys no longer get to see my outfit and the spooky lighting. So I'm just gonna make the dimensions of this card, the rough dimensions of the piece of acrylic that I'm working with. So what I'm working with is about 74.8 on the height, and I'm working with about 54.5. Because I want to keep the dimensions the same, I'm not going to unlock this and change that because it's so close. 53.6 versus the width of my acrylic is 54.5. And I want my height to be 54. Oh, Got to make sure number lock is on. 54.8. So that gives me the rough area of my acrylic. I'm going to set the origin point at 0, 0. And we're going to be using a technique that we used from the first stream, or I believe maybe the second stream. And we're actually going to be making a box that's the size of our acrylic. We're going to make it red so we can change the settings on it. And we are just going to make that the exact size of our acrylic, which is 54.5. And we're going to unlock the settings here so that we can get it exactly right. 74.8. So that red box is the size of our acrylic. And we're going to move that to the 0, 0, which is our origin on this project is the bottom left corner. And now, as you can see, our image isn't centered. So essentially what we want is we want to cut out this box out of a piece of paper so that we can use that as a template so that we can pause our job, put our acrylic in, and then engrave the rest of it. Because our acrylic is already cut to piece, all we want to do is cut out a light box from a piece of paper so that we can actually place our material inside and get it. So what we want our image to be is centered. So the reason why we're not centered right now is because our box is the exact width of the material, but we want our card to be centered in that. So what we're going to do is we're now going to go bottom middle as our origin point for the card. We're then going to divide the width of our box by 2. So 54.5 divided by 2 is 27.25. So on our card, because we have it set at the bottom middle, the Y position can stay at 0, but this X position we need to change to 27.25. And now our card is centered inside the width of our material. And then we want to drag our cutting line above our engraving line because we want it to cut. And then we want to pause the job. And then we want to actually add, our material and actually engrave it. So for our cut lines, I know I don't need this much power. I'm going to drop it down to 1 pass. But I'm going to leave this power because I can always go lower power in G-Sender using the override tool. And for our engraving, I just want to play with some power because I don't know how it's going to react. So I'm going to pause the tutorial right here, and I want to just talk to you guys about some. I know we started the housekeeping, and then we were dealing with the video issues. So there's going to be a new aluminum heatsink that's coming out. It's going to be very similar to the old one, but I tried to improve it in terms of heat dissipation. Why does heat dissipation matter? Hey, Dana, I'm going to be using a G2 lens. I'm going to be using a G2 lens. It is because it's the lens that comes with every laser. I just figure it's always a little bit better to be running the G2 lens with these projects, but I will eventually start playing with different lenses. Speaking of lenses, tomorrow by end of day, which will be 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be releasing the lens packs. So for those of you who bought all the so some people would like to see the 3-element. Let's take this one set at a time. So lenses, lens packs. So just like our end mills, we will be selling the lenses as packs. So most of you guys have ordered all the lenses, so you might not need this. But just like the lens starter pack, will be bundling the 3 lenses that you don't get with the laser, and the 4 lenses for those of you who just want to get a whole set of 4. You will be able to save some money by ordering them all together, whether it's the 3 lenses together, you'll save some money, or the 4 lenses together, you'll save a little bit more money. And then we'll begin selling the Air Assist separately on our website for those who want a extra one. Let's say you broke your acrylic and you would like it to replace your Air Assist. We'll also be putting that on the shop tomorrow. Okay, that's housekeeping. Bucky's question, using a G2. Grant, why we're going to be using the paper is because so some of you guys have grids on your long mill, some of you guys don't. For me, if I want something to be perfectly centered and start at the right material, at the right point of the material, I have 2 options. I can use the outline tool, and I can use my eye, and I can use a squaring tool to get it perfect. Or I can tape down some paper. I can cut the outline of what my material is. My material will then perfectly slot into that outline. So it'll run the cut as the primary job. That's why we switched the order of our cut. So it was ordered second below our engraving, but we switched it to first so that it will run the cut. We can pause our job on the long mill or on G-Sender. We can then remove the piece of paper that it cut. It's going to be a perfect outline of our work material. So my work material is a very specific, it's a rectangle that's 74.8 millimeters in length and 54.5 millimeters wide. So it's actually so it's a very specific dimension. So I'm cutting that box out. I can pause the job. I'll remove the piece of paper, and then I can slide my acrylic in that slot where the cutout was, knowing that my material is perfectly slotted, and knowing that my engraving, which does have some small gaps on either side, will be perfectly will fit the midpoint perfectly of my material. So essentially, it's just a framing tool. You can obviously use the outline tool in G-Sender Edge, and you can watch the laser go and try to line things up perfectly. You can obviously use a square and try to line things up perfectly. You can do a lot of things to get things to work, but this seems like a very simple way that people can use. Yeah, it's essentially like a template. So let's say you had, yeah. So using the center is a great that's a different way to do things, but yeah, that's a great way to get things like perfectly square. That's no problem at all. 1 second while we figure out some other stuff here before the laptop dies. Okay. Yeah, so templates are great, honestly, and it's great for repeatable jobs, right? So if you have something that you're going to want to repeat multiple times, creating a template is going to be great, and then you can just swap out the material, rerun the job. Swap out the material, rerun the job. So maybe you have this square on your first job, but then you just redo the job without the square after your template is started, or you separate the 2 jobs, you keep your start point the same, and you'll get that repeatability, that accuracy, and yeah, I love to use the framing tool as well. But yeah, we're just gonna play with some different methods here. So I'm testing out these settings for the first time. The cut setting for the power setting for the cut is going to be way too much, if I'm being honest. But I'm going to use the override tool in G-Sender just to drop down the power, so I don't light the paper on fire, but I still can cut through. So the engraving setting, I don't know if this is going to be perfect. So you just want to use a very low power, Jills. You just want to use a very low power, and you'd rather do multiple passes for paper and low power. And speaking of paper, our next LaserBeam Live with very good internet. We will fix our internet problem, and we will do some long form testing before we go live next time. Our next LaserBeam Live will be about paper, cardstock, and cardboard. So for those of you who want to make handwritten letters, or not handwritten, but very fancy letters, invitations. You guys can engrave packaging, so cardboard, cardstock, and paper. So for paper, you always want to go as low power, so like dip switch 1, play with the low power, and then start cranking it up a little bit by little until you get a comfortable point where you can cut and engrave without actually lighting the paper on fire. So that'll be our next LaserBeam Live: cardstock, paper, and cardboard. So this, I'm just going to take a risk. Maybe I'll drop the power a little bit and see how it goes. I can always raise it a little bit mid-job. We are testing things out here. So I'm going to go ahead and save the G code. Remember to always save it as a .nc file. Remember to always double check your S value max. 255 lines up with Nicholas, that's great. So for anybody who's a little bit scared to play with paper and stuff, always start very low power, because you'd rather have it not engrave or cut and start with low power than actually light the paper on fire. It's just it'll be a messy cleanup. So now we can go to GSender and we can load our file here. Remember, this is GSender Edge. That's why we're getting the visualization capability. And if you checked out the media that we've been posting this month, or this week, we've actually posted a little bit of a demo and tutorial for how to use the headless feature on GSender Edge, so that you can actually connect it to a computer, a tablet, a phone, and you can still control your GSender. Again, I think that's one of the coolest features of GSender Edge. So definitely check that out. Exactly. Chevin is right. As long as you have good fire suppression systems in your shop, you can test as much as you want. You can test everything all the time, all at once. Just like that movie. Everywhere, all the time, all at once. I probably messed up the title, but it was a great movie. So I'm just going to lay down the paper, and then I'll let you guys know when I'm ready to start. You guys can let me know if the laser camera is lagging. So guys, yeah, Jack, you notice that my power is super jacked up, but I will be using dip switch 1. I will be using dip switch 1. So guys, if you guys can let us know, how does the both cameras look? How does the laser camera look, and how does mine? I can remove mine if it's still bad for you guys, and I can remove the laser camera as well if that one's still bad for you guys as well. So just let me know how it looks, and if it's still laggy. I'm gonna try to add some movement to both so that you guys can see. Okay, so router looks good. So you guys are voting me off the island. How do the cameras look? I'm gonna try to add some movement. Okay. Guys, you guys can now hear us, hopefully. I have been just talking into the ether. Let me know if you guys can hear. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I know I'm probably just a blurry man in the corner of the stream, but oh my lord. How have you guys just been sitting here with no audio? You know what? You guys are the best. You guys are the absolute best. Even without the audio, you guys stuck with us. Um, that was a silly mistake. I removed myself from the stream because we weren't. Yeah. Wow. I am not a slightly blurry man. Okay. I appreciate that you guys stuck with it. You know, G Sender kept you guys entertained. I was just talking to myself like a psychopath. Um, no, I was here talking like a crazy man, just talking into the ether. Um, yeah, that it honestly, Dana, it does the same thing to me, especially G Sender Edge. Just watching the lines one by one. Only 93,000 lines to go. Yeah, no, I do apologize that this has been a very janky stream. Um, we will make sure we're a lot more clean cut next time. But yeah, again, you guys are the best. I don't even know at what point did I cut out. I don't even know if there's anything I need to repeat. Um, looks like we. Yeah, I was always told my soothing voice was one of the reasons why people like the stream, but Jack, that is funny. But now I know it's not. It's actually G Sender that is the main show here. It's not. It's not me, my voice, or my knowledge. It is actually G Sender. Yeah, I think you guys pretty much answered all the questions that you guys had by yourselves because you guys are awesome like that. While I was just talking to myself, answering those questions. But yeah, yeah, honestly, do love G Sender Edge. It's the best. We did release some videos of using the headless design, which is great. You can connect from different computers. You can connect from your phone and actually control G Sender. It's actually awesome. Um, hey, Leandro, could you throw in the link to the video of the headless G Sender Edge, the wireless? Yeah, yeah. If you want to throw that into the, let's show the guys. If you guys haven't been using G Sender Edge, we're gonna post a video of the headless service, so you guys can actually control your long mill with your phone or tablet or anything like that. Okay. Josh asks, "Will it work with a Raspberry Pi?" So I won't tell you it'll work from Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi can run it just like any other, microcomputer, but you might run into issues of speed and a bit of lag. I'm sure certain Raspberry Pis with enough space, enough with the most upgraded chips, could probably run it no problem. But you can run it from your tablet. I imagine the headless design, you could probably run it from a Raspberry Pi. The full software, probably not. You might run into some issues. But yeah. Yeah. So we just posted in the chat. That's the headless design. So if you guys want to know more about it, definitely check out the video. And then that should lead you down a bit of a black hole of G Sender Edge and the headless functionality. Confirmed it will work with a tablet and a phone and a different computer that's not your actual main computer, and you'll be able to run it. So we are almost done our limited edition black acrylic Charizard Pokemon card. Again, I want to thank you guys for being true fans. Even when it was just G-Sender, even when it was just a blurry man in your screen, you guys stuck with us. I will be doing some cuts on another piece of acrylic after this. So we're definitely not done yet. We will do some cutting on some acrylic before we go. I'm essentially going to try to make a little bit of a stand with the acrylic. Here to the end of the line. Thanks, Bucky. That was a double entendre there. If you guys have seen Captain America, you know, Jack is just teeing me up here. We are almost done. Only 32 lines of code to go. Jills, yes, you can use the laser to write on pastry. Grant sent me a picture of marshmallow and bread. I forgot who else. I'm sorry, I forgot this, but somebody also sent me a picture on bologna. That was very classic. And if you do use the laser to write on pastries, please send in a ticket and send some pictures in. I am building a collection of all the photos of laser on food. I think one day I'll make a post where we just collect and post all the laser work that's been done on food. So yeah, if you have some pastries that you're looking to create some cool design, just like any other material, you're gonna have to dial in the settings to get the result that you want. You know, I'm sure the pastries also heat will react to the heat a little bit differently. So sometimes you might have to go really high power to get the impact that you need. Most likely, you're going to be having to lower the power a little bit to get the impact that you need. But yeah, I don't know why I always find it funny when people engrave food, but it's my favorite, and I'm collecting all the pictures. So if you do engrave on some pastries, send in a ticket with some pictures, and I will add it to my collection. So we are just about finishing up on our last 10,000. Exactly. And for pastries, it'll heat up your pastry, so it'll be a little bit warmer than it should be after running the laser on it. So worst case, you have a nice warm pastry to eat, just in case your file fails or the settings were wrong, and then you just try again. All right, we're coming up on our last 3,000 lines of code. Yeah, exactly. Just like bears, it's time for hibernation. All right. Let's take a look at this. Wow. This to me looks really cool. I'm going to try and split the cameras, but I know it might end up blurry, but I'm going to try my best because I really want to show you this effect. Hopefully, if I stand very, very still. Yeah. How's that? Good video. I'll try the other camera as well. Hopefully you guys can see it. Yeah, so as you can see, it's actually not the most crisp line work, but there's something about the way the heat reacted to the acrylic that made it look really cool. So you can't see all the features. Obviously, this is very small. So if you had a larger piece, you're going to be able to see more details. But it does something to the acrylic where the like the second layer of acrylic essentially goes a little bit more white, and the gloss of the acrylic interacts with the heat, and you get this really cool shiny design as if it was a real like limited edition rare Pokemon card where you get that shine. You also get that shine with the acrylic. So guys, I'm glad you guys were able to see it. Grant, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being a part of the forum. I'm gonna try to get a picture out to you, and hopefully you guys. I'll catch you later, Jax. Have a good night. Oh, both cameras look good now. Wow. Yeah, and the error went away. Guys, our internet is finally good. Grant, you have a good night. Have fun at work. Awesome. Our internet is finally good. I'm no longer a blurry man. I am no longer a blurry man. So yeah, this is really cool. I really like the way that worked. And now, as a bonus, let's make a cutout for this. Dot the I. Yeah, sometimes it's not the internet. Maybe it was the streaming service. Maybe it was my laptop. You guys got audio and video now. You know, bless the CNC gods. It's spooky season. You can see our lighting is a little bit different. Next time, we're going to catch you on October 27th. We're going to be we're going to be playing with cardstock, paper, cardboard. It's going to be a fun time. I'm so glad our camera quality is up to snuff now. You can see us. I feel like a new man. I'm rejuvenated. I feel so much better. Let's make a little holder for this. So let's use the exact same piece or exact same sized piece. So first, we want to start at the same place, but we don't need the cutout this time. So I'm going to, so we're at 0 right now. So we're at our 0 right now. So if I were to import this a different piece of code that had the same dimensions, I could still use my cutout without having to do the actual cutout this time. So hopefully that makes sense. Because I'm zeroed out and I'm back at my origin point, and my other material is the material I'm going to be working on next is the same size as this old material. All I have to do is slot it back in that cutout of the piece of paper, and we will be running. So let's do a little cutout. I kind of want to make a mini stand for this. So I have my cutout to space things out. I know that my width of this material is 54.5 millimeters, and I know the thickness of the material is 3 millimeters. So I'm going to make a cutout here. And I'm going to make the width 3 millimeters. And I'm going to be making the height 54.5. Now we want to center it. Whoops. Get rid of that. So now we want to center this. So centered on so the center point on the X would be 27.25. And yeah, right. You know what? Thank you, Chris, for appreciating my skill. Honestly, I don't know why, but this feels a little bit more comfortable to me. I just don't know why. I don't like having it on the stand and using both hands. Read into that how you will. So half of our length is going to be 37.4. So we can put our length position as 37.4. Oh, sorry. That was our X. We want our Y position to be 37.4, which is half. So now we are perfectly centered. Yeah, guys, thank you for joining my DJ booth. We're going to be cranking the tunes. I wish we could, but I feel like we would get copyright striked by all the big labels if I started DJing right now. So that's unfortunate, but I'll accept the vibe. You know, it gives me a nice one. Yeah, we actually did talk about getting a headset mic. So maybe we'll use that in the next one. But I love the feel of this. But here, we'll try something new this time. I'm gonna put it on the stand. I'm gonna have it right in front of me, like I'm playing the piano and I'm singing. How's that, guys? There we go. And I now have access to both of my extremities. So I know it's lined up to my material. And I know I'm starting at the exact same point with the exact same size material. So now I can get rid of this cutout because I already cut out that material out of the piece of paper for my framing. I can now delete that. I am now cutting 4mm acrylic or 3mm acrylic. So I want 4 passes and I want the Z step down to be 0.75 millimeters each step down. Yeah, guys, Chris is in the chat. So if you guys have been liking G Sender, the original, the G Sender Edge, definitely give Chris a big round of applause in the chat for all the hard work he does. If you guys like any of the cool engineering stuff that comes out of CNC, Chris, our CTO, is the leader of the helm. Just great intuitive stuff. So we have our design here. Let's save the G code. Card stand, we're going to call it .nc. So what we want is we want that distance. We want that distance from where we placed it to our origin point here. Because if we input this into GSender and we don't have that same distance, then everything will be a little bit off. So that's what we don't want actually. So I am going to go back to Lightburn. And I'm actually going to use absolute coordinates this time because I need this gap between the edge of our material, which is how we spaced out this line, this cutout, and our slot right here. So you can see the red point when we switch this to absolute coordinates. Our red origin point from down here, which is where GSender was starting our origin before, has now been placed down here. So that should solve our issue. We're going to save G code. We're going to overwrite our first file here. And then we're going to go back to GSender Edge. And we're going to upload this new card stand. And we should get that gap. So that is the gap that we want so that we can still use our template that's already in place from the last job. So guys, because everything is kind of the same, got some Got some funny business in the chat. So as you can see, all I had to do was slot in the acrylic. Everything works. We have that distance that we created in Lightburn, so that should be centered of my acrylic. That's our start point, and that's where we're actually doing the cutting. Thank you very much, Chris. Chris is being way too modest. He is the real genius. But I appreciate the support that Chris and the whole CNC team has given me on this project, and I appreciate you guys for watching and playing around with the laser and watching the blurry man and watching a silent movie for a couple minutes, and yeah, and now we're actually back to making. So everything is aligned, everything is good to go. I'm gonna throw on my glasses because it's the same thickness and the same size of material. I don't need to restart my origin point. I don't need to refocus it. All I have to do is start the job. Oh, is the camera bad again? Did we lose the camera? I'll do this so you guys can at least watch G Sender if the camera's bad. So we are cutting 3mm acrylic. You guys can watch the G Sender, and hopefully I'll show you the results after. And if we sized everything right, we should be able to use this as a little stand for the first project that we did. And now you can really smell the acrylic. It's not too noticeable when you're engraving, but it is definitely noticeable when you're cutting. So you can only cut opaque acrylic, and black opaque acrylic is going to be the best results for cutting. That is because it's going to absorb the heat the best without allowing the light to transfer through the material. So even if I had 50% transparent, the light and the heat is not going to transfer as well. Because it's a blue light laser, if you used blue acrylic, the light would actually bounce back off the acrylic, and you would still end up with no cutting on your acrylic. So guys, you want to use opaque acrylic, 100% opaque acrylic, so no transparency. And even in the opaque acrylic, black is going to have the best heat absorption. So that is acrylic for you, how it reacts to diode lasers. If you have something like a CO2 laser, it's going to react totally different. It's going to be a little bit because of the light and the wavelength of light that comes from that type of laser. You definitely are going to be able to cut that with any other type of laser, but the blue diode CO2 laser, the green diode CO2 laser, the red diode laser, the green diode laser, the blue diode laser, you're going to end up with that same result where you almost will never be able to cut non-opaque acrylic, and black opaque acrylic will have the best results. So guys, just like Chris said, always have ventilation for your laser. No project is worth your health. Always have your fire extinguisher or your fire suppression method handy. No project is worth your health. No project is worth burning down your house or your garage or your shop. And you want to be able to use this and use these and do these projects over and over and over again. And if you guys have great ventilation, good fire suppression, you'll never have to worry about your health for making something cool. We should just be making cool stuff and living our lives. So it'll cut right through the backing paper. That's like the short form. But so when you place clear acrylic on your waste material, the laser will go through your waste material or go through the clear acrylic. It'll hit your waste material. It'll then bounce off your waste material, and then it will hit the back of your acrylic. So I'm going to check on the project. And just to make sure it cut through, because we don't want to have to do this again, I'm just going to run the job again. And I'm going to up the speed just so we can run through it a bit faster. But so yeah, there is methods of paint of being able to engrave like a clear acrylic or a transparent acrylic. So somebody dot the I put in chat the Norton's white tile method with paint. So this is a pretty well known kind of method in order to etch onto, you know, things that are very difficult to etch onto. So there will be techniques for etching onto things using paint, using a combination of masking tape and paint for things like glass, things like clear acrylic, that kind of stuff. There is some methodology to it. Sometimes it just doesn't produce the greatest results, but it's definitely possible. It's something that we can explore in the future. I kind of want to just give you guys a boilerplate on acrylic so you guys can start making stuff rather than trying to add on to the complexity of it. But dot the I is correct. There are methods out there to get that, you know, absorption of heat into the actual materials like clear acrylic. So there are methods. It's not perfect. It doesn't there is some things you need to do and you need to watch out for, but that's something we are going to explore in the future. But like if you wanted to just start engraving acrylic tomorrow with nothing, all you have, just get some black opaque acrylic. You can play around with different shades of opaque acrylic, and you might have to play with the different settings. Like one setting might work a certain way on a red opaque acrylic, and it might look different on a black opaque acrylic. So let's take a look at our little DIY stand. And hopefully the camera will be all right just for a moment. So we can see that we completely cut out the 3mm acrylic. And if everything worked properly, we now have a little stand for our engraving. So here's a little project for you, for maybe you, your kids, anything that you want. It's very easy to make a little acrylic piece, a little stand. You can even add some LEDs on the back of it. And if this wasn't opaque, you would be able to, but because it is. So now we have a little stand. So you can apply this method to just about anything. You can engrave just about anything. And we quickly just made a little stand for it just by using the width and the thickness of the material. Sometimes, you know, we lucked out today where the pressure actually fits perfectly, right? But you could hot glue the bottom, you could super glue the inside, you could use you could use tape to secure the bottom in. But now we have a little stand for our little engraved Pokemon card, which I think was awesome. It was simple, it wasn't too complicated. So before the internet knocks out again, or before our video, it's probably not looking the best right now. So I want to give you guys an opportunity to throw out some questions before we end the stream. Again, I want to give you guys a reminder. We have redesigned our heatsink. This will probably go into, this will probably start shipping out in the new orders of 2023. We now have the lens packs. So if you just have the G2 and you want to order the other 3 lenses that aren't stock with the LaserBeam, the 3 element, the G7, the G8, we now will be putting out packs that will go live by end of day tomorrow. So you can order 3 lenses and save a little bit of money versus ordering them all separately. We now will have the pack for all 4 lenses. So if you just want to get all 4 and you'll save a little bit of money on that, you'll save even more money than the other 3 lens packs. And obviously it'll be cheaper than buying them all separately. We now will be offering that tomorrow, end of day. We will also have the Air Assist on the shop for sale. So, but Dana asks, does lenses wear out? So yes, eventually the particulate and the heat from the lens will eventually damage it. The only thing I can say is that the more regularly you clean it, the more you can stop that from happening. So just like a regular pair of glasses, if they always remain clean, you can use them forever. But that's just naturally not what's going to happen, because even during the use of the laser, the particulate's going to get in there. Some of it, you can reduce that by using the air assist as much as possible, but eventually some of it while running the job is going to get in there, and you're going to have to replace it. So yeah, so it is kind of a consumable item. It is glassware that's dealing with dirt, particulate, just different particles that are coming from the laser and the job, and plus with a ton of heat coming from the actual laser. So it will be something that you will have to get replaced every once in a while. So if you need to, that's why we're offering the packs. It'll be a cheaper way to kind of keep your consumable products coming. Although the lenses can stay relatively good for a while, months on end. Eventually, with a lot of use, you will have to replace it. So we're trying to give you guys an option to save a little bit of money when you guys order them together, because it's a little bit simpler to ship and simpler for you guys, essentially, to save a little bit of money. As well as the air assist, if you broke your air assist by accident, if things happen and the motor wire ripped out and you just haven't had time to replace it, or you didn't want to send in a ticket, we will have the air assist online just for purchase separately for you guys. So yeah. Then we played with some acrylic. I think I've talked your ear off about acrylic. Maybe in the future we will start looking at techniques, and we can test different techniques for being able to cut non-opaque acrylic. But the next live stream, the 27th, our spookiest live stream, because it's a few days before Halloween. I think most of you guys understood that, but I wanted to emphasize it. We will be playing with paper products, cardstock paper, cardboard. For those of you who want to make invitations, business cards, you guys want to customize your packaging for your small businesses, or for a present that you're giving out, or for anything that revolves around pictures, text that you want to put on any type of paper product. We will be playing with that stuff next live stream. That's going to be the 27th of October. We are going to add some more decorations to get even more in the mood. If you thought the lighting in this stream was a bit spooky, you might want to watch out for the next stream. Again, I want to thank you guys for hanging tight and staying with us during the technical difficulties. I don't even know if I'm clear right now. I might be a blurry man, but thank you guys so much for the audio and video and just staying with us and helping us kind of give us feedback on how to fix things and how to get things going again. This has been a great live stream. I want to thank you all for the 100th time, and I will be ending the live stream there. So again, I want to say good night to you all. Dana, Jills, Dot the I, Grant, all you guys keep this live stream fun. Chris, Raul, Nicholas, everybody who was in the live stream, who was here before, you guys have a great night. And we will catch you guys in 2 weeks for LaserBeam Live show number 5, October 27th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Paper products, all that fun stuff. Enjoy your time, stay safe, and take care. Catch you on the next one.